By the 1700s, the Ottoman Empire was no longer the unstoppable force it once was, but this wasn't the end. It was the beginning of a century-long struggle for survival. A time of humiliation, defeats, bold reforms, and sultans torn between tradition and change. The century began with the Treaty of Karlowitz in 1699. After losing a great war against Austria, Poland, and Venice, the Ottomans ceded massive territories in Europe, a first for the empire. But under Sultan Ahmed III, the Ottomans tried a new strategy: peace and culture. The Tulip Era, from 1718 to 30, saw Western art, architecture, and even the first Ottoman printing press, but this luxury didn't sit well with the people. In 1730, a janissary named Patrona Halil led a revolt in Istanbul. The people rose up against the elite, toppling Ahmed III. Mahmud I became Sultan, tasked with cleaning up the mess and rebuilding control. From 1730 to 46, the Ottomans fought Persia of the Caucasus and Mesopotamia, but the war ended in exhaustion. But peace wouldn't last long for the Ottoman Empire. By 1768, the real storm came. Russia declared war. The Ottomans rushed into conflict, confident in their army, but were outmatched. In 1770, the Russian fleet sailed from the Baltic and annihilated the Ottoman navy at the Battle of Chesme in the Aegean Sea, one of the most humiliating defeats in Ottoman naval history. Russian forces also advanced through Moldavia, Wallachia, and even into Bulgaria. Ottoman defenses crumbled, and in 1774 the empire was forced to sign the Treaty of Kuchuk-Kainarja. It lost Crimea, opened the Black Sea to Russian warships, and most dangerously, gave Russia the right to protect the Orthodox Christians inside the empire. That decision would haunt the Ottomans for the next century. Sultan Abdulhamid I ruled through this crisis. Provinces slipped out of control, janissaries became a lawless force, and in 1783, Russia officially annexed Crimea, marking the first time a Muslim-majority territory was permanently lost to the Christian Empire. In 1789, Selim III inherited this fractured state. His plan: reform everything. He launched the Nizam-i Cedid, or New Order, a modern army trained like the Europeans. He sent ambassadors to Paris and Vienna, introduced new schools, and tried to cut down corruption and local power. But not everyone welcomed change. The janissaries, once elite but now a threat to stability, saw Selim's army as the end of their influence. The empire was modernizing, but not with resistance. The 1700s when the Ottomans collapsed, but they were the beginning of it. The empire had lost land, prestige, and power, but it had also taken its first steps towards reform.